Sometimes you just need to take a week or two or a month or 2 months and clean house. Really focus on getting things in order, getting your finances in order, getting your home in order, your closets, your environment, the habits that are not producing good fruit, eliminating toxic friendships and toxic relationships, getting out of the slump. That it's so easy to stay in a slump because it's momentum. You get there and then it just kind of continues on and continues on. It's like momentum going against you, producing more of what you don't want. It is so hard to get out of that. But every day is a new day and a fresh opportunity. God says he gives you grace for today. So stay in the now and ask yourself, what can I do now to move forward? Ask yourself, what can I do now to produce, to be productive? Have I had enough rest time? Is my body responding in a way that it needs to respond to life's circumstances? Do I feel like things are out of control? Is my space out of control? Is my spending out of control? Do I not have self-control? Or do I need more discipline? Really take a good look. Most people don't want to take a look at themselves. They look like taking an honest look and being honest with ourselves is one of the hardest things to do, because we just think, well, whatever. We'll continue to justify our habits over and over and over until we're like, okay, I've had enough. So I've reached that point before where I'm like, okay, I've had enough. I've had enough with my old self. I've had enough with old habits. I've had enough with living as my lowest self. It's time for me to come up higher. You can change whenever you are ready to. You don't need the environment to tell you, oh, winter's over, it's spring, now you can change. You don't need the economy to tell you, oh, now you can make a move. You don't need the government to tell you, your friends to tell you, your mom and dad to tell you. You don't need anyone to tell you when it's time to make a move except God. When you're tuned into what God has for you, you can move according to his rhythm for your life, which might look completely opposite than the rest of the world, but it's a different type of rhythm. You're moving at a different pace, and when you move and you plug into that kind of supernatural rhythm, you're actually accomplishing way more than you would accomplish on your own. You're accomplishing way more than you would do if you followed like the standard way of doing things, because in that sense, you're waiting for somebody to tell you what to do before you make a move. I would suggest planning, preparing, but taking action. Don't spend your life preparing and making all of these plans, waiting for everything to align. I know that sounds so cliche, and people have talked about it like, oh, we're waiting for the right time. Well, when's the right time? But really, it comes down to decision. Once the decision's made, then things move. It's not things move and then you make a decision. It's you prompt the movement in the atmosphere, in the environment, once the decision's made. You prompt it. So the control is within you. It's not, I'm waiting for this to happen and then I'm going to do it. This is why people miss out on opportunities and they wait so long, because they don't make the moves, and then the opportunity passes them and someone else grabs it. It's like it's up for grabs. It's an idea or an opportunity and someone else grabs it and then moves on it. And they're like, oh, I wish I would have done that. It really comes down to, what do you want to experience in life? Do you want to experience multiple kind of ways of living? Do you want to stay the same for years? Do you want to experience different seasons, different types of, just life in general? Or do you want to just remain the same and do things you always have? Like, I know what the old me produces. I've already experienced that. I don't want to go back to that. I'm done with that. I already know what that lifestyle produces. I know the lifestyle of racking up my credit cards and buying every trendy item that every influencer tells me to do. I already know what that's like. I know what it feels like to go in and out of stores and return stuff and live in regret for all the wasted money I spent, and then try to justify it by donating it to people and thinking, well, I'm doing good because I'm donating, all of this stuff. But the habits just continued. So it was like a cycle. I don't want to live that way anymore. And you shouldn't either. Your cycles, your habits is what's producing your results. it's very little of it is outside of that. The majority of it you're in control of, which you're probably doing it not thinking you're in control of it, and then wondering, why am I experiencing all of this? Well, you're doing it to yourself, basically. So you have to get to the point where you're done tolerating that. You're sick of it. You're like, you know what? I don't want to live this way. I'm not tolerating this lower version of myself because I don't want these results. All you need to do is look at the results you're getting and say, are these godly? Are they producing good fruit? Are these good results? Am I satisfied with these? Do I like these? If they're not, then take a look at the moves that you're making that's getting you those types of results. As women, we control more of the environment than we think. It's like that saying, when the wife's happy, everyone's happy in the household. And it's kind of true. Like, we control that. Well, if we are yelling at our kids and we're frustrated and our husband's like, please give me some sex, it's been so long. Well, what are we doing? What are we doing with our time? Oh, I'm too busy. I got this. I got to clean. I got to organize. I got to sort. I got to make these calls. I got to return this. Well, half of that stuff is just cleaning up the mess that you've made. Really what it is. Half of that is just wasted time sorting through or going through or returning or rearranging. It's nonsense. Most of it's nonsense. This is why I've simplified my seasonal decorating and I don't fuss about it anymore. I have not put one bunny out this season. Not that I'm against bunnies, don't get all mad about it, but last year, even the years prior, I thought, I want to do it all. I just put some nice florals. You've seen my bouncy blooms that I have, and keep it fresh and light. Years prior, around fall, I remember fall of 2022, I had 40 plus decorative pumpkins. I was like, I'm going to put a big pumpkin patch in my front yard and I'm going to spend time painting these. I'm going to go to Hobby Lobby and get all these paints. Whatever. Okay, you might be in that season with little kids and then you make some crafts out of it. That's different. But for me, it was just a waste. It was clutter. My family really didn't care. I really didn't care. People I was posting for online didn't care. They were probably being nice when they said, oh, that looks so great. And really it didn't look like junk, but it was just wasteful. It was a waste of time and waste of money. So be intentional with your time right now. This is such a great season for a reset. It's a great season to come up higher. It's a great season to make some different changes. Sometimes you have to pull back in order to go all out. This is why it could take a week or a couple weeks to really reassess and then go all in. And I do that all the time. When things start piling up, I feel like, okay, I need to take a little step back. You probably noticed I haven't been posting being in the gym or doing anything because my focus hasn't been on weight training right now because I have other things that are taking precedence over that at the moment. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just moving in a different direction until I'm ready to pick that back up again, because when I go all in, I want to go all in. I don't like doing things halfway or a little at a time. So be willing to say, hey, I do need to make some adjustments. Maybe my marriage needs a little bit of work. For me, my kids were starting homeschooling again after a long winter's break, so they need my attention. That takes some time to go through and navigate through their school books and things like that, and just personal stuff and obviously business. So be willing to make the adjustments that you need to make in order to advance your life forward a little bit. And let some things go. You can't pile things on what's already packed. Don't pile things on a packed schedule. Let some things go or put them aside so your schedule is not overloaded. This goes for your house too. If you're bringing new product in, which I showcase a lot of nice new things a lot, don't feel pressured. These are just ideas in the long run, you're simplifying your house and you're bringing the look up. You're elevating it. So instead of having all this junk from the past, you're bringing in some nice pieces. But to do that, you got to be willing to let go of the junk from the past. You got to be willing to let go of some of that old stuff. Don't just pile it in and then move it around and find room for it. Let some pieces go if you're going to be bringing some new pieces in. That's a game changer right there. And it keeps the home simple, keeps it fresh. And if there are pieces that you really like and you're going to use for a different season, then just store them away and say, I really like this piece. I store my Christmas stuff. I'm not getting rid of all of that. I love it. And I store it away. I'm going to pull it out at Christmas. And it's going to be beautiful. But just remember, you got to let some things go. You got to make room for the good that you desire. Let those old ways go. You already know what that feels like. You already have experienced enough of that. Like, haven't you had enough of that? Haven't you had enough of trend chasing and Amazon chasing and Shein hauls and Target hauls and Home Goods runs and Run Don't Walk and Walmart finds and $5 vases and plastic things and chemical filled furniture and overloaded on stuff? Haven't you had enough of that? When is enough enough? Slow down and think first. Think, get some control, gain control. The truth is, nobody really cares about your Walmart haul. Nobody cares that you did a big, huge thrift haul. Like, nobody cares. I think everybody's very over that. They're overseeing all of that. They're overseeing all of the wastefulness and the consumerism. People are burnt out from it. They're burnt out. Like, show something fresh. What are you doing that's different? It might take time for people to catch on. My Instagram has been stagnant for a while. I get followers, I lose followers, because people are looking, maybe I'm not what they're looking for right now. There's more people asleep, actually, than I thought, but there's more people who want that, they want that viral thing. They want that cookie cutter. They want the cheap, budget-friendly, bougie on a budget. They want all that, and I'm not that person, I'm not that account. So they might get turned off by, the truth of things, because some people don't want to face the truth right now. But whatever the reason is, I'm staying true to the race that I'm running, and I'm waking up other lions. I'm not worried about the sheep, not worried about the people who are asleep. I'm worried about, not even worried. My audience is the other lions, the people who are like, you know what? Yeah, let's do this. I'm ready for more. I'm done with this, I'm done with this old me. I'm ready to take the ownership, stop being a victim, and I'm ready to discipline myself. I'm ready to lose this weight. I'm ready to start eating healthy and not feed my kids garbage. I'm ready to declutter my home. I'm ready to be my best self at this day and age. This is the youngest you're ever gonna be. That's it. You have the opportunity to make the next 5 years totally different than the last 5 years. You do. You have the control for that. You got to have the desire and the discipline for that, to be different, to want different, and to experience different for you and your family.